Hi there, welcome to my channel. In this class we're going to draw tables like Pierre Bonnard. As usual, I will make an introduction about the artist, I'll show some of his paintings, some of his drawings. Then I will suggest some exercises for you to do, and instead of making a demo like I've been doing in previous classes, I will just show you some of my drawings to inspire you to make your own work. So without further ado, let's get started. Pierre Bonnard was a French painter and printmaker known for his intimate, color-rich depictions of domestic life and landscapes. Born in 1867, he was a founding member of the post-impressionist group Le Nabis, which emphasized symbolism and decorative elements in art. Bonnard is celebrated for his unique use of color, light and composition, often painting from memory to evoke emotion rather than realism. His work bridges Impressionism and Modernism, offering a deeply personal and poetic vision of everyday life. Now let's have a look at some of his paintings and drawings. Pierre Bonnard's table paintings are intimate, vibrant portrayals of everyday domestic life, often centered around meals, objects, and figures in interior settings. These works reflect his fascination with light, color, and memory, capturing fleeting moments with a dreamlike quality. Bonnard frequently depicted tables laden with fruit, dishes, and patterned linens, using loose brushwork and rich, warm tones to evoke atmosphere rather than strict realism. His wife Marthe often appears in scenes, sometimes as a barely visible figure blending into the composition. The table becomes more than just a piece of furniture. It is a stage for quiet rituals and emotional resonance, emblematic of Bonnard's deeply personal and introspective artistic vision. And now I will present you the exercises. So it will take us about an hour and 40 minutes to complete all the exercises. As usual, I challenge you to start with a sketch based on a painting of Pierre Bonnard, painting or drawing. You can check some of the images that I showed before. You can take a screenshot or just pause the video. I'll show you some images now, so those are my suggestions if you want to pick them up. The second exercise are actually 3 drawings. The idea is for you to draw your table in 3 different times and perspectives. So you can draw the breakfast, lunch and dinner. You can draw from different perspectives, different points of view to make different drawings. You can draw on an A5 sheet of paper or A4, and the drawings should take around 15 minutes. Then the last exercise, I challenge you to draw a table from memory, and in this exercise you can use color. I suggest gouache, and you can use an A4 sheet of paper, or you can use another format like a square, for example. 21 by 21 centimeters is a great size as well, and the exercise should take 45 minutes. The idea is for you to draw from memory, so think about the special meal that you had. You can include people, you can include other objects, and they don't have to be obvious. I will show you some of my drawings and I'll explain a little bit more about that. So I have my sketchbook here, and I have some drawings of tables that I made in the past, mostly based on photographs and some drawings. So for example, here is a drawing based on Pierre Bonnard drawing. I'll show you them in more detail in a little bit. Here are 2 tables. Basically they are the same image, but I use different types of mark making. And yeah, that's it. I'll show you in more detail and I'll make comments about it. And so these are for the first exercises 1 and 2, especially 2, and this is my drawing from memory, a table that I drew of a cherished breakfast, and I used gouache to make this one, and yeah, I will make some comments about it. This drawing is a black and white sketch inspired by Pierre Bonnard's work, particularly his intimate table scenes. It features a figure seated at a dining table, partially obscured and surrounded by scattered dishes, cups, and utensils. The composition is dynamic and dense, with expressive gestural lines and strong contrasts of light and shadow. The table dominates the foreground, curving slightly and leading the viewer's eye into the darker, enclosed space, evoking a sense of quiet domesticity and introspection characteristic of Bonnard's interior scenes. These drawings depict the same tabletop scene from slightly different interpretations, both based on a reference photo I took. Each composition shows a meal setting on a checkered tablecloth featuring a central serving dish, round plates, cups, and various utensils, with surrounding food items and containers rendered in expressive gestural lines. The perspective is slightly tilted, giving a dynamic, intimate feel to the setting. Though both drawings share the same layout, the one on the right uses heavier shading and stronger contrast, while the one on the left appears a bit looser and more detailed in line, emphasizing texture and object separation. This pencil drawing shows a round dining table set for a meal viewed from a slightly elevated perspective. The composition is both loose and impressionistic, with expressive gestural marks suggesting plates, glasses, utensils, and various dishes scattered across the tabletop. 4 chairs with patterned backs frame the table, and a faint suggestion of the background interior adds context without distracting from the central scene. The use of light shading and varied line work gives the drawing a dynamic, atmospheric feel, evoking the casual liveliness of a shared meal. This expressive drawing captures a lively dining table scene viewed from an eye angle. The composition is densely filled with plates, bowls, and dishes of food, all rendered in quick, overlapping lines that convey a sense of movement and informality. The scribbled texture and loose line work give the drawing a spontaneous, energetic quality, emphasizing the abundance and atmosphere of a shared meal rather than precise detail. This gouache painting, titled Cherished Breakfast, beautifully captures a warm and nostalgic morning scene. Composed in rich, earthy tones of red, orange, and ochre, the image shows a breakfast table set with plates, cups, cutlery, and a loaf of bread arranged on a checkered tablecloth. The soft, diffuse shadows and glowing palette evoke a sense of sunlight filtering through, enhancing the cozy, heartfelt mood. In the background, figures and garden chairs hint at outdoor serenity and companionship. The simplified forms and warm harmony of colors convey both intimacy and fond memory, making it feel like a moment worth holding on to. And our class has come to an end. I hope that you had enjoyed it. If so, click the button below, leave comments, and if you made drawings, tag me on Instagram because I love to see your work. If you are interested in more content like this, consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss anything. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.